Harriet had a dream one night in which the Lord warned her that her parents were going to be sold and taken into the deep, deep South, where slavery was the most brutal. He told her that they would not be able to survive and that she must go at once to save them. Next morning, Harriet went to the Anti-Slavery Society to ask for the money to make the journey south. She was greeted warmly by the leadership, taken into the inner office and listened to attentively. After she finished telling her story and telling about her dream, the leader said, "Harriet, I wish we could help you. You know, we've always tried to support you in your different endeavors, but this time we don't have that amount of money in the coffers. Who told you to come to us?" Harriet said, "God told me. God told me in this dream, that if I came here, I would receive all the money that I needed to go south." "Well, Harriet, I'm sorry. This time, God is wrong." "Oh, no. God is never wrong," she said. "If you don't mind, I'll just take a seat outside your office in the hall. I'll just sit a spell and wait." And so she did. She went out in the hall and she found this old comfortable chair, and she sank down in it and soon fell asleep. As she slept, she heard footsteps coming and going all afternoon. Finally, Harriet woke up. Just as the sun was going down, she started to get up from that old chair, and then she looked down in her lap. There it was. Piles and piles of money. All the money that she needed to make her journey south. It seems that on that very day, for some unknown reason, many wealthy abolitionists were compelled to come to the office there. They didn't know why. But after hearing Harriet's story, about Harriet's dream and her plight, as they left the office, they took out their wallets and pulled out wads and wads of money, threw it into her lap. It's all the money she needed to make her journey south. Well, under the cover of darkness, she disappeared. She walked by night and slept by day. Finally arrived on the doorstep of her parents' slave cabin many weeks later. She heard her mama crying. And she had gotten there in just the nick of time, because just as the Lord had revealed in her dream, the very next day, parents were going to be sold on the auction block. Harriet went inside and comforted her mother and father, told them she was there to take them north. Mother said, but Harriet, we can't go now because we're too old. She said, Mama, don't worry. You and Daddy just get your little meager belongings together and I'll be right back. With that, she quietly left the slave cabin, walked around into the barn, hitched up the best wagon and horse, led them out around to her parents' cabin. She quickly had her parents to climb into the back and covered them up. She got up on the buckboard and with a mighty yeah took off, driving them right on across the Mason-Dixon line to freedom. They said it was the most daring escape in all the annals of slave history because Harriet was the most wanted slave in all the Southland. She was wanted dead or alive, and yet she was never stopped once. When she arrived in the North with her parents, she sold the wagon and the horse, bought train tickets for her parents and put them on a train and sent them up into Canada, where they lived the rest of their lives free. People ask Harriet, weren't you afraid, Harriet? You know, they said they were going to burn you alive if they caught you. She said, no, I was never afraid because I talks to God and God talks to me. I was never afraid because I only went where the Lord told me to go. He told me to go and save my parents' lives.